Hello, law geeks. Welcome to Credence Law Learning. Today we'll be discussing the practical oriented questions from the family law too, that is Mohammedan law. And this you find it in a series form. You can find this in the playlist of Credence Law Learning, Muslim law playlist, which has been given in the Credence Law Learning video series. Okay, first question we do have here is there was a Mohammedan, he was a Hanafi, who already had four wives. In presence of the four wives, he contracts the fifth marriage. He contracts a marriage with the fifth wife. Now the question is, now the issue here is whether the marriage is valid. This marriage in itself is not valid. It is irregular marriage. There is the irregular incapacity getting attracted. What the law says is here it is unlawful for any Muhammadan, any Muslim to have more than four wives. Accordingly, marriage with fifth wife is irregular, and this irregularity can later be validated by divorcing one wife or by removing the irregularity. Once the irregularity is removed, later the marriage can be validated. But this question, wherein it says, is the marriage with the fifth wife is valid? No, the marriage with the fifth wife is not valid. It falls under the incapacity, irregular incapacity. It is irregular marriage, not a void marriage. First, you're going to write facts given in the problem, issues raised, and the concept. You're going to explain it to 5 to 10 lines. You're going to explain the details of the given concept and then conclusion, decision, and reasoning behind the conclusion. Okay, this is the first question. Second question is there was again a Muslim who acknowledges B as his legitimate son, and subsequently he revokes this acknowledgement. Is this revocation valid? The revocation here is not valid. Why? Because the law says once acknowledgement is made, it is irrevocable in nature. And this was also held in the case of Dawla versus Haider Hussain. Ashraf Ashrafud versus Haider Hussain. In that case, the court also held once an acknowledgement is made, it cannot be revoked later. There are certain conditions to be fulfilled when acknowledgement is being made. There must be an age gap between acknowledger and acknowledgee. The age gap between them must be of 12 and a half years old. 12 and a half years. So the age gap must be there, and the acknowledger must be of a sound mind, and he must be legal, and the marriage must have been, the child must have been taken birth. The child must have been taken birth after the marriage was legalized. The parents were legally married at the time when the child was born. So this is the acknowledgement, whether the revocation of acknowledgement is valid. No, once acknowledged, cannot be revoked later. This is the second problematic question we discussed. So the case study you have here is Ashraf Dawla versus Haider Hussain. This judgment was given. Once acknowledgement is done, cannot be revoked later. And that's just a quick information about the classes available. If you're looking for handwritten notes, classes, and proper guidance, you can contact to the number given. And then coming to the next question here, there was a lady by name Mamtaj. She was married to a Khan. Later, she wanted to divorce the husband. She was not willing to stay with husband. Later, she offered 10 lakh rupees as a consideration for khula. Now the question is this valid? First, we'll understand what is khula. Khula is a form of separation where it is from the wife. It is not from husband, it is from the wife. Here, when wife is offering the khula, she need to give a consideration. There are three conditions here in the khula. One is there must be an offer from the wife, and the offer is upon the consideration, and there must be an acceptance by the husband. And the husband who is accepting must be of a sound mind, and he must be adult. Even though the offer is being made from the husband's wife's from the wife's end, husband need to give a consent. The Muslim women should approach a Muslim family court where she will proceed with the proceedings of Khula. But here, yes, she is entitled to propose a divorce by giving 10 lakh rupees. But again, the consent of her husband is required before finalizing the separation. This is the third question. And the fourth question we have here is, there was a Muslim widow. She retained her husband's property in lieu of her dower amount. What she did, in after the death of her husband, she retained the property of her husband to for the payment of the dower. For the payment of the dower, that is mahar. And now she is not ready to give the possession unless and until the dower is paid off. Now the question is, can she do so? Yes, she can do it, provided certain conditions to be fulfilled. She must have the right of retention. Right of retention in the sense, she is entitled to keep the possession of the husband's property only as a security. Only as a security, that too unless and until the mahar is paid off. Second is, the possession must be lawful. The possession must be lawful means she must be possessing the property without any force or fraud to claim the right. Number two. And the third condition is, she should not alienate the property. That is, she should not transfer the property in any form. She cannot sell the property. She cannot mortgage the property. She cannot indulge into the transactions with the property. She can only retain the property, that too unless and until her dower is paid off. So this is the first series. Next questions we'll discuss in the second part. Stay tuned to get the further question series, and you can check it in our playlist. See you all in the next video. If you have any queries, if you have any special request for any video, you can contact to our team on the given number. See you all in the next video.